What it do, man? Your dog Tre G, the young prince of the city, say. You can follow me right now too. AYE_Tre G, A_Tre G on IG and all social media platforms. And you got to check out my interview, man. Boss Talk on the Rooftop. Tap in with my people, man. This episode was sponsored by Kingpin Luxury Lighters. I'm talking about, fellas, look, you know how when you invite the ladies over and you gotta light your incense before they come, because you know your apartment might be a little fresh. Hey, this gonna get you right, man. It ain't got none of that. You gonna get lit on the first try. Kingpin Luxury Lighters, tap in with my people. You know they got you.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on Boss Talks on the Rooftop. I'm Bryson Fowler. This is season 7. Today, I have the greatest honor of introducing the Prince of Dallas, Mr. Tre G.
Say, man.
What's up, family?
I genuinely appreciate it, boss, man.
Hey, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, man, I appreciate you having me.
You know, we had to reschedule.
You got the fire out, the drinks, the cigars. Say, man, this is I'm loving it.
I had to set the ambience for you, man. Let you know how we really rocking around
Good
here.
word.
Especially when I'm around royalty.
Hey, chill out.
I'm not. You came on, and I'm going to harass the hell out of you for probably the next 30, 40 minutes.
Hey, I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
All right, bro. So normally what I do is I couldn't light a cigar. I know you don't smoke, but you know, I appreciate you ingratiating us with your presence anyway.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna pull up.
Okay, for sure. I already start sipping, so you talking about pull up, I done start sipping a little bit. Wow.
Let's do it. What's up, everybody? I'm Bryson Fowler, owner of Kingpin Luxury Cigar Accessories. Get you a lighter at kingpinluxury.com. We have brand new torches, brand new tumblers. www.kingpinluxury.com. Check us out. What I usually like to do, pull up, I'm gonna spark up. Tell us about your journey. What got you into radio?
Okay, for sure. So the story of how I got into radio, man, it's a long one, but a rewarding one. You know what I'm saying? I started out in school. I start with high school, and I won't make it too long. But in high school, my T. Jones, my mom, rest her soul, she used to tell me with my personality, I should be doing something either in TV or radio. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of always been that child that you couldn't really tell nothing, right? You know what I mean? I'm the youngest out of me and my sister.
Right.
And you know, the youngest, them be the ones that be kind of off the wall. So she was like, with your personality and the way you are and the way you handle yourself and talk, you have to do something either in front of the camera or shit, just in front of a microphone. So in school, in high school, we had a radio program, but I couldn't do the radio program because I didn't have a card. So that was one of the things that burned inside of me, because I hate not accomplishing something. You know what I'm saying? And feeling like I missed out on something. So when I got out of school, I was like, I'm gonna make it on the radio by any means necessary. Whatever I have to do to accomplish this is gonna get done. So I went to radio broadcasting school. It was like a 10-month program, so it really wasn't that strenuous. I went to radio broadcasting school, did the 10-month program. I got on at a less melanated radio station, if you get what I'm saying. Less melanated radio station.
Them YTs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it taught me a lot about the business. And at that point, once I started to see what it was about, I started to get in my mind where I wanted to go. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I always had K104, which was the station I work at. I always had that as my big goal. That was why I wanted to get on.
Listen to you every morning. I love school. Kids stay in school.
I love school. You in traffic. All that, man. Murphy & Company. Hey, like, that's history in the city. Yeah. I always had that as my focal point and my final goal. So that's what I pushed it to once I got out of the less melanated radio station. I got the K104 and just mashed the gas from there.
So what's the biggest challenge that you see in the melanated station versus the less melanated station?
Ooh, that's a great question. I ain't never been asked that. I ain't gonna lie to you. The biggest challenge I see, bro, and I ain't gonna lie, you know how we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean when I say that. You know how we are.
No, I don't. I'm from Urban.
Not all from Urban. This nigga got sedity. He done brought the fire and the cigars. That nigga got sedity.
No, sir. I don't know. What do you mean? What are you referring to?
Let me elaborate then.
Break it down for us.
So sometimes what it is, man, like in the urban radio stations, it can be very unorganized. And not saying it's not like that in the less melanated or less urban, but in the urban radio stations, it can be severely less organized. You see what I'm saying? And they kind of fly by the seat of their pants. So I noticed with the other side, they're a lot more put together. They're a lot more organized. They have structured processes and all this and that. With
system.
Yeah, they have systems that they go through, which is, it's a corporate station. It's less local. So, you know, it's kind of expected to be that way.
Right.
But with the urban radio stations, they kind of like, it's more so like we just gonna do it and see how it turn out and go and how it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Cause more so, this the big picture. We're gonna get there.
Right.
We can't explain to you how we're gonna get there.
Right.
We're gonna get there.
Right, and it's locally owned. You know what I'm saying? Service broadcasting has been in the DFW area for years. With the less melanated radio stations, they're owned by a corporation, so they have to have certain processes. But when you are a small family company like Service Broadcasting, it's kind of like, man, we're gonna do this stuff and we're gonna see how it turn out. But it turns out epic. You know what I'm saying? It turns out so big. So that's why I really respect K104 Service Broadcasting and what they've done, man, because they've done it in a small area or in a small setting, but they've made some big splashes in the industry. So
absolutely. So going to your melanated station, right? It's a real prominent station within the DFW area.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So what do you think is the next thing for you to go from less melanated to prominent local station? So what are the steps for you? Because I see you host a couple dating events for Valentine's Day.
For sure.
So I don't know, you're single, you're dating,
for sure,
or you know, you being you.
I can definitely go up through there. I can definitely go up through there. So the thing too, man, K104, even though they're a local station in the DFW, they are nationally known just because Dallas is one of the top markets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they have a big footprint outside of the city. That K104 name ring bells. So, but man, the next step for me, like you said, I am single. I am dating.
Right.
That's kind of my persona, I guess you would say, on the radio.
Yeah.
Now, somebody told me something one time that I keep with me. They say the radio is basically just a version of yourself or a caricature of yourself that you put in front of people. You know what I'm saying? So you take real experiences and you kind of exaggerate them for the purposes of radio.
Right.
So my persona is the single one on the show. I'm the young millennial. The next step for me, bro, I'm kind of just figuring it out at this point.
So you're a lover boy.
Certified.
Lover boy.
I'm talking about certified. You might well take the part out my shit.
Right. See, I know y'all see the waves up there. See, he want an excuse to, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good though.
Cut it out. They don't want to see the gray hairs though. I'm pushing it now.
Hey, that's wisdom though.
Yeah, for sure.
Wisdom.
For
so
sure.
we'll take that.
Most definitely. But nah, yeah. So that's the next step for me, man. I never envisioned myself on a morning show.
Really?
I never, like, I work with Dee Dee in the morning, and I have to salute that woman because, and look, her name making lights fall down. You hear me?
Taking pictures off the wall.
Yeah, for sure, just her name alone. But no, that woman there, she's taught me so much, bro. So I really have to like big up her every turn that I get to because she's taught me a lot. I never envisioned me being on the radio in a morning show. I wanted to be the next baby. I wanted to be the next cat daddy. I wanted to be the next night, evening, drive time guy.
Right.
So once the opportunity presented itself to be on the morning show, that changed my whole course.
Yeah.
And I'm not even lying to you. That changed my whole course.
Are you even a morning person?
Define what you say is a morning person.
Like wake up at 4 in the morning, 5 a.m.
Good attitude.
Good attitude. Great, happy to be here.
Ready to get going.
Yeah, you one of them.
You know what? That show not me. That's for shit show not. Can we cuss on her? I'll go extra.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I show cuss. For shit show not.
Smoking a drink. How you not gonna cuss?
I just making sure. You know, I said the pastor smoking drink too sometimes, but he stopping cussing, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
But nah, that's for shit show not me. I'm not a morning.
It's our ministry, but we ain't in church.
Absolutely, absolutely. But nah, yeah. So I'm definitely not like a super morning person, but when I have a goal or anybody, and I always push that to anybody, bro. Anybody who has a goal, who has something that they shooting for and aiming for, you will make yourself do what you have to do in order to get and accomplish what you're trying to get and do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though I'm not necessarily a morning person,
Get your ass up.
yeah, get your ass up for the goal and purpose of bettering myself and bettering my future.
Yeah.
Oh shit, nigga, I get up in the morning with a smile on my face, nigga. I'm ready to go.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at life, man.
Now, not to be so deep, man, but like meeting you, man, we just genuinely hit it off. Like, you know, outside of everything else, bro, like you're kind of like, you have the same kind of spirit of Baby. He kind of like, you just cool. You can hit it off with him. He just regular dude,
That's
right?
a compliment, man. I appreciate that. That's lovely.
Hey, man, absolutely. Because like I met him, and he always showed me love. He probably don't even know my fucking name.
That's a legend, bro.
But he always show love every time I see him in a different space, different place.
Absolutely.
And that's the same kind of energy you give off. Like,
I appreciate it.
I was just like, man, that man a genuine brother. I appreciate being around that kind of energy.
But you know what? Genuine energy, and this is not for the camera, just for the show, none of it. Genuine energy, recognize genuine energy. So that same light that you pouring into me, I have to pour it back into you. Because if you weren't so open, we wouldn't even have that connection.
True.
Real deal.
I appreciate that,
Square
man.
business.
Man, you humble me. You really honor me.
Square business.
Bro. Now, I say that because now I'm finna get on your head.
Let's do it. It always come beforehand. Let's do it.
It got to. Because we talking about Dallas. Where you from?
I'm from the Grove.
You from?
Yeah, I'm from Pleasant Grove. That's the politically correct way to say that.
From Pleasant Grove. Okay. So why isn't Pleasant Grove thriving in a different aspect? Because they got gentlemen like you coming out of it.
For sure.
There's a lot of good people of that community.
Yeah.
And the community seems to be suffering. How do we help fix that? What do you think our issue is with Pleasant Grove? Because like my family's from Oak Cliff.
Right.
And so a lot of people don't understand the history behind Oak Cliff. Oak Cliff is a real large part of Dallas.
Absolutely.
And it could be its own city.
Absolutely.
They actually incorporated Oak Cliff into Dallas.
Right.
And then initially it was its own city. It was predominantly white at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all integrated over and migrated that way.
Right.
Just the same way as Pleasant Grove.
Absolutely.
And so now I'm giving you a little history lesson to go back to my point of,
go ahead.
How do we build that community of Pleasant Grove? For Oak Cliff, it's still building and being money poured into it. How do we do that for Pleasant Grove?
You know what? That's a great question, man. And you done filled me up with a little bit of this liquor, so I might say something I might regret.
I want you to come on with it.
But nah, man. So the Grove, I'm gonna tell you this: the Grove is full of good people. The people of Pleasant Grove are some of the most hardworking, genuine people that you'll ever come across. Now, don't get me wrong, you have your people that'll give you your issue if you ask for it.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Or if I don't ask for it.
Or if you don't, you not wrong.
I've been walking to go do an inspection on the roof. What you here for? Hey.
I ain't that.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Is this your house? Like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, get out of here.
Nah, they for sure gonna check something. But the Grove is full of good people, man. And you can find good people damn near anywhere. I think if you ask me what's the reason that the Grove don't have the resources, kind of like what Oak Cliff got. First of all, size, scale, and scope. Second of all, resources. I think with Pleasant Grove, it's kind of the forgotten about hood. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, everybody focuses on the North Dallases or the South Dallases or the Oak Cliffs.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? But the Grove is so small and it's so tight knit that we kind of get overlooked because our culture is so Pleasant Grove. You know what I'm saying? We kind of rely on each other around that part of town and in that sector to get shit moving and keep shit going. So I think once you get the people on the same page as the politics, then at that point you'll have growth and you'll have us moving forward. But I think at this point, people in the Grove are so focused on trying to make it and trying to put food on the table. Times are hard, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you are a forgotten part of the city, you kind of have to rely on just yourself to make shit move and get shit working. And I think that situation, it really sets us back a lot because we don't have the resources and the looks and the people that the other parts of town or the other cities in the D like get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are kind of making it happen just based off of the resources that we have around us. So I think once Pleasant Grove is seen as one of the major cities in the DFW, and we have a lot of talent out of Dallas, we'll get that recognition that we deserve, and we'll get those looks that we deserve. But you have people out of the Grove, like number 7. You have Dun Duns. You have Bobby Sessions. You know what I'm saying? You have your more so like political like rappers, and you have your other people outside of those people like B Simone. You have your social media content creators that come out the Grove that really do amazing things. I ain't gonna lie, you have people like me. You have Mr. Hit That's that come out of the Grove. So you have a lot of talent and you have a lot of culture in the Grove, but it's just getting that on a major platform and getting that on a major scale, and somebody who rep for the city.
Right.
You know, so
and see a lot of times with our community, within the Black community, we have this issue with connecting our entertainers and our politicians and our churchgoers, right?
Absolutely.
So like it always seems like there's a counterpart or a counterpoint to like, oh well, they entertainers, they not really here to be political or within the community. Like your community outreaches in the radio speak volumes. And you don't understand, like that's part of our entertainment sector giving back. And then we need more of our politicians to really understand, like, hey, you got to get more involved with the entertainers because they have the kids' eyes, ears.
Absolutely.
So you have to embrace some of the entertainment. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of entertainment out there that just you just can't embrace.
It's BS.
You know what I'm saying?
So absolutely.
And I'm not calling anything out like that, but like there's some entertainment that just, you know, you don't want to involve with students and
I feel you.
and get them in a different direction. But you gotta have that fine line.
Absolutely.
So if you're a politician, because I'm saying this because elections are coming up.
Absolutely.
Right. And so not just a presidential election.
Local elections. Absolutely. And you know what's crazy, man? I always push the people out in that area. There's a Eastfield campus. There's a college Eastfield campus out in Pleasant Grove, right there off of Elam, kind of down the road from the Elam DART station.
Right.
So you don't have an excuse to why you're not voting. You have transportation to get there, and then you also have the spot to do it at. You have to get out and vote.
Right.
Make your voice heard. And that's what I would leave with anybody watching this interview. But like you said, the people have to, the politicians have to meet people where they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like not all entertainment is great entertainment, or not all of it, the message that it's pushing is positive and good. But if you want to reach the Gen Z, the millennials, if you want to reach them, you have to meet them where they at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where they at with the entertainment circuit.
Right. See, because like I learned a lot of marketing from one of my pastors. He's one of my spiritual fathers, and fun part about it is he's only a year older than me.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I ain't gonna lie. That's dope.
And he was big on social media before social media was big on the marketing and business, and he said, man, you got to be where people are.
Absolutely.
Where are they at? They're in their phones.
Right.
Like every corner you go see, you see somebody in their phone looking for directions. You see them on their phone entertaining, scrolling. At night, what are people mostly doing? They're scrolling IG, scrolling social media.
Facts.
Like, we're on every social media platform, not because that's our entertainment or that's the medium that I love to absorb. I'm on every platform because that's the medium that my clients are in.
My target audience.
My targeted audience. And you know, I say that to say this to also the local politicians, like, hey, if you're trying to get your message across,
right,
and you want to be heard, you got to get in their phones. You got to get to where they are. What are they looking at? What are they watching? What is really driving them? What matters to them?
Absolutely.
So, on Channel 8 News, they just interviewed me about a situation with the warehouse being built by Carter.
Okay, for sure. Hey, clap it up for that. You know. Shout out with this man. That's all about.
That happened just knock on my door, and I was
dope. Now that's
and so The warehouse is scheduled to be built right across the street from Carter.
Okay.
But like the thing
What you talking about?
the warehouse is like you don't know what's going in the warehouse. Two is going right across the street from kids.
Right.
So now you're blocking off traffic for them to go to school.
Right.
And then you're endangering them with truck drivers going up and down those roads. And then the infrastructure of being in the residence is not even zoned for.
Absolutely.
So we gotta see, okay, who approved that? Why was it approved, and how it gets so far on their watch?
Right.
And so Friendship West, the church, is actually combating and going to court about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so
I think that's Polk right there. My granny stay over there. I think that's Polk or something like that. Camp Wisdom, maybe somewhere over there.
Polk and Wheatland.
Yeah, Polk and Wheatland. Yeah, for sure.
So you know it's over in the area that's prominent, and they're building that area up.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna throw a warehouse right here in this sector.
In the most inconvenient part of that street.
That part, and it's kind of like, yo, if you're local, you live there. You need to make sure that whoever your local representative is voicing your concern.
Right, that's real.
And so, because we're so close to elections, that's why I'm on this election kit.
For sure.
And like you're on the radio, so you know
that's
your
important.
views aren't my views, but
sure.
you know it's important that we have these kind of conversations, right? So that's what I mean. Like, how do we get more people involved with building and growing Pleasant Grove?
Ooh, boy.
That's why I went that direction.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Because like I really want people to really be thinking about how do I build my community around me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like you said, bro, you hit the nail right on the head when you said you gotta tap into that entertainment sector. We have a lot of talented individuals out of Pleasant Grove. I can't forget too, man. Big X the Plug.
Yeah.
Big X the Plug is probably the hottest name in the city right now.
Bro,
and he come out the Grove.
He got some go-to.
Absolutely.
I fuck with it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And you rep the big boys. You know what I'm saying?
That part, you know what I'm saying?
I see Big X the Plug sitting there on the stage with his shirt off. It made me feel like I have a voice. It made me feel like I have a voice.
What's so bad is like every time I see him, I hear the Biggie lyric, big, black, ugly as ever. However, I stay coochie down
to the socks. Yes, Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I'll rock with you, bro. Go ahead.
No, but then you have people like, you know, the Big X the Plugs who have a lot of influence out there. And he reps both Pleasant Grove. I gotta give respect to the Nutty North. Right me up. But he has a lot of influence out there. I think, like you said, man, the politicians have to tap in with those type of people. And not only that, you have to be talking about the issues that these younger people are concerned about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's things like making sure that everybody's voice is heard, equality. That's things like making sure there's food on the table. There's a future for these kids, man, for these young folks coming up. Because if they feel like they don't have any kind of stock invested into the game, you know as well as I do, when somebody has money invested or when they have some kind of equity invested into what's going on with their situation, they care about it 10 times more.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because they have their resources now ingratiated into whatever it is.
Right.
So when they feel like they're being excluded or they feel like they're not being heard, they remove themselves.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what we have to make sure we do not do.
Right.
So whatever the issues are that they are concerned about, that's what we have to put in front of them and say, hey, look, this is the issue that I heard that you are voicing your opinion on, and this is the issue that I am going to handle if you elect me in office. But you have to make your voice heard. That's where it starts at. And like you said, you have to elect representatives that make your voice heard. You have to actually get out there and hit the street to make your voice heard. We have to reach out to the youth and make sure that we are tapping in with them and getting good positive information from them that they want us to fight for them for when we get in front of the administration.
Right.
You know, so I think that's really the most important thing, man. Just making sure that the young people are heard, because they're your next voters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even some of the millennials, like, they're like on the uptick. They're phasing out. You have to get with some of these alphas and Gen Xers and whatever it is, man, and make sure that you are tapping in and making sure that you are hearing what they have to say.
Very true. So I'll be remiss not to to pour into you, man, personally, because I know you just celebrated your mother's home
1 year. Yeah, absolutely,
man. I wanted to tell you in person that, you know, my heart goes out to you.
Appreciate that.
And I'm pretty sure your mother is very proud of the
man. It's like, I appreciate you gonna make a nigga shit true.
And you know what I'm saying? No, but like it's for real.
Absolutely.
Like I just want to pour that into you and just tell you, like, it's all love this way.
I appreciate
you know what I'm saying? So I know she passed recently and you celebrate the 1 year anniversary.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to send my love to you and send my heart out for you.
Most definitely, man. That's a vulnerable situation for me too. And you know, as black men, we don't get to always be vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But that's a situation that I try to be as open as I can about, because that's a lot of pain in that situation. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Even sitting here, my mom was at Baylor. And Baylor is around the corner from where we are. It's close to where we are. So being able to see that hospital in a distance, it still bring up them memories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but as black men, we not able to be vulnerable at times because we feel like the world gonna use that against us.
Yeah.
But when my mom had that situation and that happened, a lot of people reached out to me to tell me how they were going through similar situations, and they wished me a lot of well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm eternally grateful for all of the well wishes that I got during that time period, because I needed that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your mom, that's your first love.
Right.
That's the first person you literally love and fall in love with.
Right.
So when she leaves this earth and you are no longer around her, you kind of lose your compass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the people around me kept me grounded. Her memory kept me grounded, because I was about to quit radio.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. I told, at the time it was Gary Saunders, White Gary. Shout out my boy White Gary too.
White Gary.
Yeah, at the time it was Gary Saunders. I told G, I said, G, she the whole reason why I'm in radio. If she not here, what's the purpose of me doing this? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta honor her.
Yeah, right. He looked at me and he said them exact words. You gotta do it to honor her.
Yeah.
You gotta do it because this is what y'all talked about. You gotta do it to make sure that you keep every promise that you promised to that woman. You know what I'm saying? And that lit another fire in me. At that point, I was like, I can't quit, because she wouldn't want that.
Absolutely.
She wouldn't want that. So, but that was my whole heart. I tell anybody, bro, that was my whole heart. So to see her leave this earth, it was the hardest thing I ever had to accept and do. But it was something that I knew I needed to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? To let her not only transition to her new home, but to have me transition into the man that I'm supposed to be. Right. Whoever that is.
Right.
Still trying to figure it out.
Still working on it.
Yes, Lord.
Still working, still growing.
Yes, Lord.
So let's keep going.
Yes, sir.
So, shout out to all the moms out there. I might love you too.
Shout out to all the moms.
Work my nerves.
And that's what she's supposed to do. That's what she's supposed to do.
I love her to death.
And that's a blessing, bro. Yeah.
I love her to death.
Love her. Tell her she get on your nerves.
Yeah, I'll be like, you working my nerves right now. Hold on, baby. Come back to me.
That's a beautiful thing, bro.
Well, Tre, how do we get more involved with what you're doing? How do we keep up with you, bro? How do we connect with you?
Man, I would say just listen, bro. Just listen. Cut me on 104.5, K104, DD in the morning. Shouts out Jay Cruz. Shouts out JJ from the SIP. 2 P's. Shout out DD in the morning. I cannot forget about DD. Shout out Breeze, Tracy. Even Keita Rose.
Hey.
Shout out Keita Rose too, even though we be beefing. That's my dog, man. That's my dog. Just listen, man. And follow me on whatever social media platform that you want to keep up with me on, man, because that's really where I like show the real me. You know what I'm saying? The radio, you can only show a certain version of yourself.
Right.
But social media, that's kind of where you get the real me. And I'm super regular, bro. Like you just said, I'm from Pleasant Grove, Texas, man. I ain't no celebrity, superstar, world renowned, none of that. I'm just me. You know what I'm saying?
Being from Pleasant Grove ain't kind of regular, but whatever.
Hey, I'm talking about for real, man. My boy Gates, I looked at him for a lot of like inspirational quotes. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that man has a different type of mindset. And he say, all I know how to be is me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I carry that with me every day. I put 2 feet on this earth. All I know how to be is me. So follow me anywhere that you can, man. _Tre G, AYE _Tre G.
All right, bro. Hey, I appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate you for having me,
we
man.
Finish up.
Yes,
man,
sir.
Hey, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is Boss Talks on the Rooftop. I'm Bryson Fowler. Remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace.
Say
2
that.
fingers.